Up podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Lachelle Weemy, a peak performance coach and business strategist dedicated to helping you see what's possible within you, the blind spots that are holding you back, and the solutions to ensure success and fulfillment without the hustle. I use my secret sauce of metaphysics, brain science, and scripture to work with God to manifest your ideal life and business. If you're ready to create massive forward momentum in your business and bust through the blocks that drag you down, join me on the Spiral Up journey and create the clarity, confidence, and consistency to become the CEO that lives your life by design. It's time to create the sustainable impact, income, and time freedom you desire faster. Now is the time to spiral up. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Spiral Up podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lachelle Weemy, and you guys are in for a treat today. Inul Chowdhury is one of my amazing Spiral Up experts, and I cannot wait to introduce you guys to him and all of his genius. I would say, Inul, I believe that you are an educator, you are an entrepreneur, you're a super successful podcaster. I believe you're number 7 in the UK. So congrats on that. And you have just been blowing up your business. Your systems are spot on. And when we met, I think, gosh, what was it? Almost a year ago when I was on your podcast. And I was like, okay, I need to know this guy better. Like there were so many great nuggets that you had in that conversation that I really felt like it could be a huge benefit to my Spiral Up clients. And one of the things that we do inside of our Spiral Up community is we get access to amazing experts from around the world with things that necessarily aren't my zone of genius or things that I don't necessarily want to have to be my zone of genius. And I bring in these amazing people who are crushing it to be able to offer their expertise in situations that could benefit them. And yours is all things growing your business with things like SEO. So search engine optimization, we are utilizing some of your expertise with YouTube growth. There's been so many things that you've been able to add to our community. And I just want to say welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for a warm welcome to the show. I really appreciate it being in this. And yeah, it's been over just nearly a year now, since we are connected, beginning of the year, and the time just flew by, isn't it? It's just so fast. And yeah, thank you so much for connecting. And obviously we got to speak to a lot of your community members in the other day, a couple of weeks back, and that was great as well.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It's been fun to get to know you, and you've had, in addition to your family since we've known each other, and, you being in the UK and me being in the United States, it's really fun to just know that I have these amazing connections from all over the world. And you were a guest speaker inside of my Spiral Up group coaching a couple of weeks ago, and you blew their socks off. I got to just tell you that my entire clientele and my team were like, oh my gosh, you guys need to check this training out. So, and we specifically talked on that training about your YouTube growth. I mean, you went from nothing to over 20,000 subscribers in a matter of months in your YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's just about 5 months now. And as of today, it is over 27,000 subscribers. When I did the training, I think it was about 23,000. So it's just grown over 5,000 more. I think we're going to close up to about 30,000 subscribers by end of the year. That's the plan. And let's see how that goes for the new year. Super excited for the year.
Absolutely. And the whole thing that you brought to my community is this idea of visibility and to be able to be searchable so that when people are looking for a solution, you are the person they find. So why don't you tell us a little bit what that means to you, the search engine optimization, the visibility piece. I want to just pick your brain. Why don't you tell us a little bit about why should we care as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. So that's going to go back to a little bit about story. So when we create any business, so if you have a brick and mortar business, you don't have to rely on advertisement or things like that. If you have a great location, it could be a great big mall, and you have your clothing brand, or you have a toy brand, whatever it may be. But if you have a big footfall in there, every day, a few thousands people are visiting the mall, probably you're gonna get 100 people going by your shop, or probably they just gonna do window shopping or check things out. But when it comes down to your website, there is a billions of website out there, and if you're not ranking your website on Google and people not finding it, they wouldn't know about your business.
Mhm,
Only you can get clients through word of mouth, or could be posting on social media, which is not reliable, because
mhm.
we see that like sad stories about people account get hacked, or like it get shut down, or like they're not going growing, because they're not control of any of that. So
Right.
same way, like I was building my Instagram account back in 2015. He had about 26,000 followers, and I was so excited back then. It's 26,000 followers in Instagram, which is great, because they just launched, I think, on 2013-14 time, and they just the beginning of an Instagram. And that gave me like a lot of traffic for my businesses. And what happened is someone hacked into my account. And next morning I woke up, 26,000 followers, all gone, all of my hard work for 12 months, and I have no control over the audience. And then I realized this is something better way, because if I'm building something, could be a YouTube or could be uh, any kind of social media platform, I don't own the platform. So anytime like they can someone hack into it, or like something happened to the account, is all of a sudden like a whole business falls down. Same with like if you're running a paid ads. I speak to so many seven-figure entrepreneurs. They business built on marketing on purely Facebook ads, and
Right.
their ad accounts got restricted or got shut down completely overnight. The business got shut down as well, so they have to find a starting from a scratch as well. So I didn't want to build some kind of business like that. So before we working on our clients, I worked on my business. So I
Yeah.
wanted to buy, as a marketing company, I want people to come and find me rather than me chasing them. So
Yes.
why I started working on the SEO. So
Yeah.
SEO is basically you someone is searching on the Google like a best dentist in XYZ town, and you show up on top page of Google. So could be like you're looking for a best hotels in my area, and you see on top page of Google there is a different website,
Mhm.
and obviously you don't go number 10 page of Google to find your best hotel. Obviously
Right.
you're going to click from the top page, probably top 10, top 5, and you're going to see their reviews, see their like reviews. If you like them, then obviously you're going to contact them or book a reservation for your stay. So same with that, like either if you're a coach, consultant, authors, and any kind of service provider business, or any kind of e-commerce business that you may have, or local businesses you have, people tend to find your business this way. But thing is, it's really competitive, like ranking on a top page of Google. Like I said, there is millions of websites, there is thousands of local business. Or if you are like a coach consultant, you are competing with thousands of others globally, right? You want to be
Yes.
ranking for it. But once you get there, this is like where the security comes in, because this traffic coming in without you spending any ads, these
Mhm.
are people are highly intended for looking for the solution for their problems. So if you are a dentist, they have a toothache, so obviously they looking for a dentist, like they have to go to the dentist,
Right.
and they are intended like best dentist, because they not just doing a window shopping for a dentist, they just want to purchase the same with, like even though they want to buy a coat for a winter or a jacket for a winter, like a
Mhm.
best winter coat, and you show up for your e-commerce brand, they not just a window shopping like they do on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, because they over there for socializing or probably getting entertained by looking through short form videos. But when it comes to on Google, they are highly intended. They just want to make a purchase, or they just want to buy it or putting under the cart. So they are like a most likely buyer like onto this platform.
Yeah.
So this is why like in 2015 I decided to go all in with the SEO and rank on my website. So my
Yeah.
website right now get 150 to 200,000 monthly visitors on my blog, on the content, and we get inbound lots of email list building without like me paying for any ads. So
Yeah.
if my ad account, let's for Facebook account gets shut down or YouTube gets shut down, I have an email list of people on my community, so I can reach out to them, I can sell my products and services. Also there is a longevity. So if you want to sell your online coaching business or any kind of online business,
Mhm.
so any buyer only look for if the business generating a traffic or sales without like a you reaching out or like without like a you continuously doing marketing or for paying for ads or relied on word of mouth. So businesses generate completely on autopilot. The business can be sellable. Otherwise, the business has no value. You're just like you as a self-employed person and you're running your business. So this
Yes.
is where is like a enterprise value increases. Also, there is a stability, and also there is a guarantees like if something happens, because you own the website, you own your website, your data and everything, you're building your email list. Unlikely in a social media followings, you're not capturing them, you cannot get their email addresses, or you have the whole following on yourself. Probably you're going to capture with like a lead magnet and things like that, or in the long term, like growing something. So simplifying it, SEO, like I said, search engine optimization. We see terms on search engine on the Google and typing certain things. We are looking for solution to problem. So best relationship advice, and you see like some coaches, they providing the solution to the problem,
Mhm.
and people are go there, book a consultation call, or purchase their courses, or like again their books. So it's just simplifying that. And why I like I said, why is it so important,
Yeah.
is for like a future, and so much more. If you want like to dive in, then I can talk about more about the how someone can set up the whole thing.
I would love that. Yeah, why don't you go right
Yeah,
ahead and get, and I'm just going to shout out, your
sure.
work real quick, because when I bring people as experts into my community, I want to make sure that I have the best of the best, right? And you and I have started working together. You have brought in thousands and thousands of views into my website. And, one of the things that I tell a lot of my clients is you don't have to have a website to start a
Yeah,
business, right? But once you get to a place where you are ready to scale, when you would start to think about the legacy that you want to leave, the fact that I can sell my company someday, or if I'm not doing this anymore, I have
yeah,
a actual product. These are things that we can do to start next leveling our company. These are things that are going to help us to scale. These are things that are going to allow for long-term wealth and legacy building. And I was at that point where I was like, all right, like it's time to start really owning my part. I've been there too. I mean, I remember the very first time that I ran my first live launch on Facebook. I
yeah.
got hacked that week. And I remember having to get super
Wow.
creative and log in with my husband's, Facebook account just so I could show up and do the training. And
Yeah,
I had my ads accounts completely hacked and had to go through tons and tons of work to try to get that going again. Like there's so much that is not, you know, within your control. And so I
yeah.
really just wanted to just give you a shout out, not only for what you are doing inside of my website, but also to help me to grow my YouTube channel, which we're going to get to in a second. But I want to just have you go ahead and give us some tips on ways that we can start, utilizing this amazing um, SEO
Yeah.
leverage.
Yeah, sure. So simplifying the whole thing. So like I said, in 2015, I had to learn whole thing about SEO, and my team was doing it. And I had hired like a best of the best, because I wasn't the new guy, but obviously we had a marketing company then, but that we adding like a new service. But that time, like I had to hire a lot of people in. And when I was going through the process of learning things, it just made it so much complicated. Back then, it wasn't straightforward, like simplifying everything. It just too much of going on, like explaining like 4 hours long course to just understand the basic. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna explain to you in a 5 minutes to basic understanding. It's just like only three pillars for SEO to work, to be honest. First is on-page SEO. Is basically is making sure your website is performing well, is up to dated with the latest tech and everything like that. So, for an example, if you're someone, yeah, potential customer visiting your website, and it takes like when they click on your website, it takes like less than 10 seconds to load up the whole thing, they're not going to stay back. So they
Mhm.
have to be like a less than a second. It's like a millisecond, 0.2 milliseconds. You have to be precise so you can grab your potential customers attention. They're going to go on your website and scroll to and understand more about what you do and how you can help them.
Mhm.
So making sure your website is optimized properly for is like updated technology, so it's not loading up, is so slow, like people don't want to be hang around. Another
Mhm.
is readability, so people need to understand, because you have so many word in there and so many graphics in there, like people to understand like any single of it, and people cannot read, your writing is so small, they have to use their phone so close to their eyes, and that's not going to work as well. Call
Yeah.
to action is another thing, like you have to explain to them why uh, and how you help people and how they can get benefited from it and what you want them to do next. So when they're
Mhm.
visiting your website, what do you want them to be like doing next? Like, are they going to just scroll through your website, see your pictures and see who you are, and after
Mhm.
that there is no consultation call booking, or there is no email subscribing, or there is no product page? Then obviously you're not going to get any sales conversion, and you're just going to be wasting their time as well as like your whole effort as well on your website. So website needs to be selling something for you, or like building a reputation or build a brand. But if it's not doing any of that, there is just a waste of time. So
Yeah.
make sure like your website is optimized properly, the content and everything is just aligned. Second part is like a that work you do. So for an example, for simplifying, if you are a dentist, you needs to be like everything about dentistry like needs to be on your website. Make sure like you don't talk about art and graphics and everything. Otherwise, like a Google algorithm not going to recognize your website as a dentist, as you an expert. So if you
Mhm.
are a coach for a woman aged between 35 to 40, helping them through their relationship and toxic relationship, you can getting out of it. Make sure your website says that on every single pages. So you probably have a 4 pages: your home page, your about page, your contact page. Everything is talk about like how you help women getting out of toxic relationship. So these are like all on-page SEO. So when is on-page SEO is done, then we go for technical SEO. So technical SEO is making sure your links are not broken. So basically, when someone is click on your about page and it leads to like some random page, scam page or something like that. So if
Yeah.
it's something happens, then obviously Google's gonna flag your website and they're never gonna rank you on your site. So make sure before you start to rank on the top page of Google, everything is up to date on your site. So find you need to have like third party website. We use like SEM Rush, Ahref, one of the UK based software company.
Mhm.
So when you put your website URL in there, they're going to give the whole diagnosis: what needs to be updated, what is broken, what needs to be fixed. There is like some kind of error in the backend. So these are like a technical SEO. So technical
Mhm.
SEO, if you're good at it, you can do it yourself. If it's too much broken, then obviously you need to hire some professionals, and like a web developer or SEO
Mhm.
consultants like us, like we can help you guide that.
Yeah.
Then it comes to like main part. So people not gonna book a just call just seeing your website. They need to know like you are an expert, because right now if anyone wants to purchase any kind of things online, they are gone so skeptical and there is so much choices. They want you to get the best of the best. So for Dr. Lachelle, like if they want to get your business coaching or manifestation coaching, like obviously they have to know like how you things world differently, and are they aligned with you, or like their values and everything like that. So how they going to find out just looking on your homepage? So that's why is where is content comes. So content basically is just writing up blogs. So
Mhm.
blogs actually create an authority on your niche. So we've been doing like lots of blogs for your sites, like on my site we have like more than about 300 blogs on there about marketing and sales, things like that. So people comes to my website because they knows me as an authority, and they knows like what I'm talking about when terms organic traffic or when the paid advertisement or creating a personal brand. So if you're a dentist, for an example, you can talk about like why brushing your teeth is so important, what can happen. So bad things can happen, good things can happen, or like if someone is getting a braces done, so pros and cons about braces, to Invisalign. So you're giving you some example. So
Yeah.
when you're creating it, that's called a tropical authority. So Google will know like this person knows what they're talking about, they're an expert, and they test to rank in your website. But at the beginning, you don't have any visitors, probably you don't have any kind of people are viewing your website. So how are you gonna get exposure? So Google doesn't trust you yet. So now
Yeah.
is the third part is basically is called backlink. So backlink is basically just going to third party website. So if I have another dentist blog in my niche and they're doing
Mhm.
performing well, they need a content. So what we do, I have written the blog for my website. I'll take the blog and say like, hey, dentist XYZ, you're doing really, really well on your niche. And I like to rank for this content, but I'm giving the content for free. In return, you backlink linked my website to yours. So anytime people are reading the blog, they can click on it and visit my website. So
Mhm.
this what will happen is you're getting some their visitors to your site, as well
Mhm.
as Google will say like if the XYZ dentist trusted uh, Inul's website, then he he's some real deal. He's not scammer or spamming people with this content. So he just wants to give value to their people. So then Google start to rank your website on top page of Google. So this like a three-step you have to do.
Yeah.
So basically what you be doing every single day, creating a backlinks and writing a content. And at the
Hmm.
beginning of it, doing your on-page SEO, making sure your website is optimized for everything,
Hmm.
the niche you are in, and there is nothing is broken.
Hmm.
And to us is going to be ongoing, creating content and backlinks building, and that will help you. And along the way, when you go through like a lot of visitors coming in on your website, they're buying your stuff and products and services, then you have to work on your back end. Probably your offering is not great, probably your call to action is not great, probably your lead magnet is not great. So you have to work on those to like getting it for better
Hmm.
sales. But if your website is ranking and everything, there's nothing you can do on the SEO side of it. You have to work on your business later on. So I just like simplified everything, like
Yes,
how SEO.
yes,
Yeah,
100%. I mean, and there's so much like you that you do all of that for me. And one of the things that I appreciate, your team will reach out to me on a weekly basis and say, like, hey, this is what your stats are. I
yeah,
am a big picture thinker. I'm a creative. I don't love data. That's boring to me. So I know that somebody else is on top of it and somebody else can tell
yeah,
me what it is that I need to know. Because if you're not measuring something, then you're kind of throwing spaghetti against the wall, right? You
yeah.
have to be able to measure so that you know where you need to pivot and what you need to continue to focus on, where you need to divert. And that's something that's so huge with your team. The other thing that you and I have been starting to talk about is utilizing YouTube as part
Yeah.
of the search engine strategy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so YouTube, we have been working on that this year, I think beginning of it from March, April time, because I only had about 30 subscriber beginning of the year in January, and we have put out tons of videos, and I'm just publishing it without like doing any kind of research on the keywords, title, description, or any of that. And just because 2 3 years before, like our my child was, he had a disability and we got chaotic moment, and as well as like my health wasn't that great, and I just wanted to focus on a one thing, which is my podcast. And I thought like, just grow this podcast, be best at it, and then when I have the time, and then we're gonna think about later on. And the later on was 2023, and I decided I need to do something about it. So I did a lot of research, talked to my team about it. And one of the thing was on my main website, the inulchowdhury.com, where you're getting tons of visitors. I didn't have my YouTube link in it. So we added the link in it. So that got some kind of exposure.
Mhm.
And we worked on creating lots of short contents because people don't know me, and I don't have any, like a big subscribers or anything like that. So obviously they know willing to like listen to my 30 minutes long podcast or like my long form videos. So what
Right.
we have to do is we have to do the teaser or like a called a trailer of a movie. So you
Mhm.
don't go watch 3 hour long movies like if you don't know, like if you like the
Right.
actor or actress, or like is a good story behind it.
Right.
So obviously you like to see like 2 minutes long trailer. Same goes with like if you are doing a podcast on YouTube, or like you're doing a long form video which is 20 minutes 30 minutes long, educational, or like you guiding them through. So people don't want to waste their time 20 minutes and 30 minutes with you. They have no clue who you are and you haven't got the brand yet. So this is what I mean. Like I have a podcast, I have subscribers there, I have listeners, they have like loyal followers in there. But on YouTube, I didn't had that, so I couldn't grow my long form videos just doing a long form videos. So I started like creating a short form video. So we've been uploading 5 YouTube shorts per day on my YouTube channel, and as just continuously doing that, we did it for 3 months. We didn't get any that traction that we needed to tweak a little bit about it. Then we had to use different softwares and AI tools to find like what kind of YouTube shorts going to perform really well as the keywords we need to put in, the subscribers, uh, the description need to be put in, like if people are searching for, like we can be show up for. So obviously my YouTube short videos not viral. I didn't get like a millions of views for like a one videos. So average my videos views about 500 to 1000 mark for like a short videos. But if you calculate that in daily basis, like a 5 short videos will be producing and 500 views is guess on average. So it's like 2500 to 5000 views I'm getting from my short form videos. And these people are seeing that teaser of my long form videos. So if they like the short form videos, they click on my long form videos and watching the YouTube videos. Some people are going to my podcast channels, Apple Podcast, Spotify, to listen to podcasts because they prefer like listen to audio rather than like watching the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So it's just working like a combined both. So that was like the main thing. And obviously doing the SEO on my website actually helped me because I created a brand on Google. So if someone is searching my name, Inul Chowdhury, or like my podcast, my YouTube start to show up on Google itself. So before we start recording the podcast, when you asked me like, does it connected or like
Yeah.
separated two
Yeah.
entities? But it works both in the same ways. So on your smartphones, when you just click on the side of it, just want to show you something real quick. I don't know if you can see here. So when you see like on the side of it, so if you
Hmm.
go, oh no, I have to unlock again. So if you go on the side of it, like you
Hmm.
see all of them
Hmm.
starts here, and you
Yeah.
can see it's Russell. My name at the top. This is my Google account. So
Hmm.
there is like a tons of things. Can scroll down.
Yep.
Some of them are like a blog. Some of them
Yep.
going to be YouTube videos in here. You can check on
Hmm.
your phones. Right now, I'm no
Yes.
problem not getting anything, but it suggests on this area. So whatever your intention are or whatever you're watching on YouTube or on Google you're browsing, so that can be on your Apple phone or like a
Yes.
Samsung phone on the side. So just
Yes.
because you have a Google account, it shows on a both account. So if you are ranking your website, then you can start to work on your YouTube as well. So
Hmm.
you have to like work on your monetization process,
Yeah.
and also you have to do some technical side of it,
Yeah.
which is like we have a really short time. I have to talk about 1 hour on this how
Yeah.
we can do that. So
Yeah.
that can actually help your YouTube growth. But main key thing to take away is YouTube right now working really well if you're creating a short form videos
Hmm.
instead of like just focusing on a long form. Long form is great to
Yeah.
building a connection with your audience,
Mhm.
but short form will give you the audience to like watching your long form
Right.
videos.
Right.
You're just like giving a teaser of like what you actually can
Yes.
provide in the value on your long form content. So people
Yes.
doesn't want to spend that 30 minutes with you. Yeah.
100%. I mean, there's so much in this. And so one of the
Yeah.
things that I wanted to just point out is that you and I, before we started recording, I was able to clarify this because Google owns YouTube.
Yeah.
It allows for that content to show up. So I say every day as part of my morning routine, I do some energy clearing and then I on my computer and then I open
Mhm.
up the Google tab and it's the discover stuff, right? So it's all of
Yeah.
this stuff that is, for me and I mean it's spot on, right?
Yeah. Whatever you search for it, whatever your intention
Yes.
are, you're gonna see that. Yeah.
So it's going to give me blogs, it's going to give me YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to continue. So I imagine that you're the person whose content is coming up on other people's, discoverable stuff. So I just
Yeah.
want you guys to just start understanding that you're going to get in front of the right people. All right. The
Yeah.
other thing that I want to just point out is that you had mentioned a couple of things that are really key here. You have to know who your ideal client is for any of
Yeah.
this stuff to work, you guys. So
Yeah.
you have to have clarity around who you are and who you want to serve. Marketing, sales, services all must have the alignment of your ideal person. If you don't have that figured out, then you're going to continue to be, throwing spaghetti up against the wall again and
Yeah.
not getting that focus. The other thing that I wanted to point out, because I do teach people, peak performance strategies for growth in business, and that clarity is key, as well as the clarity around what to focus on. Again, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, yay, there's another strategy I can try, and you've been doing all of the strategies and you're feeling like none of it's working, it's because you haven't given yourself permission to use your clarity and your discernment to pick the focus for this time. And so just like Ainul said, he's like, I focused on SEO. And then for the year, I focused on my podcast and then I focused on YouTube. So stop trying to do all the damn things and start to really tune into your higher self, your higher power to help guide you on what you should focus on and knock that out of the park. And that's one of the things that I love to do is customize my strategies for my clients so that I can say, based on what we're going after and what we're doing, this is the strategy that I think you should focus on next. And that's what I love is that I can bring people into the sphere of influence that you can give and give them very targeted help with exactly the strategy that they need and the how to do it at the time that they need it and allow everything to start coming in, right? And I think
Yeah.
about this, like why this is so important. So the other day, I was looking for a new office chair, right?
Mm.
So I Googled it. Google and YouTube are our two biggest search engines, and probably Pinterest too, right? So we're looking for help. How do I do this? So I Googled, like, what is the best office chair for low back support?
Yeah.
And guess what comes up? Blogs. Blogs
Yeah.
come up with their affiliate links to Amazon. I
Yeah.
already knew what I wanted. I didn't want to go on Amazon and try to search for it because I wanted somebody to say, here are the top best 10
Mm.
chairs, right?
Yeah.
They ranked high. I go on that website, I read their thing. Yep, this sounds good. Go to click it, sold, done. So if you guys aren't paying attention to ways that you can optimize and become one of those first couple of search engine results that come in, you're missing out. And
Yeah.
so all of these things start coming into play. Your clients are coming on Google, they're coming on YouTube, they're searching for a solution that you are now the expert on. The other thing that he mentioned that I want to just point out too is that I introduce a lot of buyer psychology into my concepts, into the strategies that I use with my clients. And when we think about buyer psychology, we think of top of funnel, meaning that these are the people that are just being introduced to you. So these are the people that are going to maybe Google something on social, or Google something on Google, or Google or search something on YouTube, right?
Mm.
You're going to come up because you're at top search engine optimization, but maybe they don't know you well enough.
Yeah.
So this is where the Google SEO comes in. This is where the shorts from YouTube come in, because it's getting the biggest range of people to be exposed to you. But now they're probably not going to say, okay, I'm ready to buy, especially if you're a coach or you're a service provider, because, like, how do I know you're my person, right?
Yeah.
This is where the middle of the funnel comes in. This is where they get a chance to view your long form YouTube videos, to get a chance to know that you're the expert, that you think differently, that you know what their normal, where they're normally trying, and why that hasn't worked, and all of that stuff. And so when you can start to piece all of these pieces together, you are literally creating the buyer psychology funnel that allows you to create business on autopilot, evergreen business, without you having to trade time for money, without you having to get on tons of YouTube, Zoom, discovery calls,
Yeah.
without you having to chase after people. This is allowing you to show up in your zone of genius and allow the right people to come to you, to consume your content, to get to know you from the middle of funnel expert's perspective. And then, because, as you said, the call to action is so clear that they're like, okay, now I'm ready. I understand that they're my person. Click. Now I'm ready.
Yeah.
You guys, this is huge.
I
And
wanted to
so,
add another thing as well in there. So, as an expert, like when you have like let's say 30,000, 50,000 followers, or either in a YouTube, or like that brings you a lot of social media
yeah,
followings, and people are Googling you and you show up, like he says, like Dr. Rachel said, she is great an expert, like you running a webinar, like before they signing up to your webinar, or like they signed up for your webinar, but they don't know like who you are. They probably seen your ads or something like that,
yeah,
and they just want to make a buying decision, like I'm going to host be on your webinar, but whatever you're saying, are you actually delivering that thing? Like, are you the person like I can trust, or like are you have the following? One of the platform, I just before our call, I was just going through on my school platform, and the person
yeah,
is making 200,000 a month on marketing, and he's telling people like you can go thousands of Instagram subscribers and everything like that on autopilot. It's $1,000 a month. I don't want to mention his name. And when I looked through his account, he only got 16,000 Instagram followers himself, and he was talking about other people like got 6 million followers in his social channels and everything like that. I was
Mhm.
like, where is yours 6 million or 1 million?
Right, right,
You have to be this way, and that guy is making a tons of money in there. But thing is, like, obviously how long he can sustain with that. Like, obviously a person like me or a person like you, like if you do some research, you're gonna find him like he's nowhere existed. He just like try to sell something and just get money out of it for short term. It's not like long-term branding. But if you
right.
create a long-term brand and
Yeah.
you got like them kind of followers, people find you on Google search,
Mhm.
and it shows your website first and then shows your YouTube channel. This is what happens to me. Like, you can go on Google and search inulchowdhury.com or Inul Chowdhury self. You're gonna see first my website, second is my probably podcast, and third is my YouTube channel. Now you know like what I'm talking about when it comes down to marketing.
Yeah.
And if you're as people like wants to hire you as a coach or consultant or expert, they do the search, and it's going to give like a buying decision because now they know you an expert on what you're talking about. Either could be relationship or could be a business coaching, whatever that might be. And when they join your webinar, the decision is so much easier
Yes.
because now Dr. Lachelle knows everything what she's talking about. I found her on Google, and now I'm gonna just purchase it. So you're not like a random person, random coach, and like what everyone nowadays talking about. I'm a coach, I'm an expert, and it's just so much difficult.
Yeah.
Top of that, like it's gonna opens up so many opportunities for you public speaking. So people can search in the Google like a best business coach, best life coaches on Google, and you show up on a top page because you have so many subscribers or your website is ranking top page. They're gonna choose you. They're going to reach out to you and offer you for their next event. You can speak. I get so many offers because I cannot fly, and that's why I just turn it down. So this is the first podcast I'm doing with you, Lachelle, and in the whole year I told so many people like I cannot do any of the podcast because the time I have to family
Yeah.
things I have to attend. So this way I never been just like coming to your podcast. So yeah, you get so many inbound opportunities like that, big opportunities, and that opens up. And another thing is when you have your website is ranking top page, there is so many avenue you can monetize it through affiliate partnership, like you talked about when you're looking for the cherry. There is an affiliate link to it. So same with that. So if you're not selling your online courses, you can sell other person online course. If you believe in it, like let's say on my blog, if I want to rank your courses or your membership, I can write whole thing about a review about Lachelle's your membership, how is helped like thousands of your customers or clients, whatever they may be, and then I'll have the link. And every time someone purchases your program, you're going to give me like affiliate commission. That works really well. So same way, like you can do there is the ad revenue you can add on to it. There is a membership you can do it. There is a sponsorship you can get for your email list, for your website. So that things opens up so much. So I just wanted to add that for you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You guys, like, this is why we could talk for hours. Like, I
Yeah.
absolutely I love the fact that I get time on your calendar on a regular basis. And it's really fun to see the growth that you've made. It's so fun to see the growth that you've helped other people. And I know that I personally work with you on a one-on-one where your team is dedicated to me and do things for me. But I also know that you also offer other ways that people can work for you, including a membership. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the membership I launched in 23, I think in November. It's been like a 1 year now. So I initially had about 75 members, and still I have 75 members in there. And I didn't promote it. Like I said, this year has been chaotic. I didn't want to grow that. And I was just helping like a one, like any clients I work with, like you don't like to book a call with me. So I always like chase you, like where is Lachelle? I want to update you, like how things going on your account and everything like that. So same with like I care about the people results rather than the making more money and just the sake of a growth. So we just paused it, like enrolling like a new people in till January. I'm gonna relaunch it again, like open the door for everyone. So I'm just working with these people like a one-on-one. There is a lot of coaches, they're experts, they're like they're struggling, they barely making $2,000 before. Right now some of them making $5,000, $10,000, and we have to work closely with them. So, and many of them like I cannot afford our done for you services. That's one of the main thing, like how we can make you like afford our services. First I want to just guide you through. So there is like a 6 different courses in there, like a mindset, how you can create your personal branding, how you can find your niche. So I don't want you to change your niche every 3 months or 6 months
Right.
one day, like you said earlier as well. So that is just gonna mess everything up. Like either you grow on a TikTok or a social YouTube or Google, like the algorithm like works in a favor. Algorithm works after uploading 100 YouTube videos. Then algorithm knows what you're talking about. It's just like a one topic and one niche. Same with like a with ranking on the top page of Google as well. So like I said, it takes around 6 to 9 months to get top page of Google because Google need to understand like you have authority on the topic you are trying to get traffic from. Same
Right.
with like anything like a Instagram you want to grow or TikTok you want to grow. So you don't want to like change every 3 months or 6 months. That's why it's so focused. You need to be focused on next 5 years. I'm going to be in this niche. This is before like you want to create a personal brand, you can test out different things. Like you can go and work with like 2 clients for anxiety, 2 clients on a relationship, 2 clients in like a business niche, and see like what I'm an expert on, what kind of clients I like to work with, or what am I good at? Then now you can make a decision like the next 5 years I'm going to be this. Because when you create a personal brand, it's really hard to change after 1 year. You
Yes.
have to start everything from scratch. And I interview
Yes.
so many people of them expert. They say like I'm rebranding my website and everything. 2 years ago, like it used to be something else.
Yeah.
I was this is where you're losing out tons of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You stopping the momentum.
Mhm.
So something start to work and you're just stopping it, and
Yeah.
then you're starting something and you're starting a new program. And
Yes.
obviously you mentioned as well, I focus on one thing at a time. Like a podcast was my thing for 3 years.
Mhm.
My consulting business, I did that for 7 years straight before I add on like a podcast. Then podcast, one of my team is
Yeah.
everything is just taken
Yes.
care of. Then
Yeah.
I started the membership program. Even then, like I said, I closed down the whole thing. Like I didn't want to grow it that much because it's taking a lot of my energy as well. So now I have trained my team. So even though I'm not running the membership program, they can take over. They can coach other people in there as well. So a lot of things automated.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yes, so this kind of courses there is a LinkedIn organic growth course. There is a podcast if you want to start a podcast, how you can grow podcast, scale a podcast. So my podcast is ranking 7 in the UK on Apple Podcast chart last whole month, and I've been ranking top 10, I think, last 3 months now on the Apple Podcast. This is the best rank we got so far, and hopefully get to number 1 or 2, probably. I don't know when. But I'm not attached to any of these. It's just like when you're passionate about something, it just happens automatically. And
Yes.
yeah, that thing is happening. And
Yes.
there is, yeah. So another thing we'll be probably launching in January, which is like for YouTube,
Mhm.
YouTube course. Like I'm going to show like exactly how things works and was the behind the scene things like you need to be focused on to grow your YouTube. So it's
Yes.
just like what we tried and tested. We're gonna give the shortcut from it rather than you trying it for
Yes,
next 12 months.
100%. And
Yeah,
that's one of the things that I love
yeah,
about you is that you offer different ways that people can work with you where they're at. So somebody might
yeah,
not be at the level that you are at, but they maybe want to start with LinkedIn or
yeah,
they want to start with this and they have the how to's. And that's what I want to do is I can make people more effective and efficient because I give you straight what you need and access to people like you on what they need. And that's one of the things
yeah,
that I found is that so many people are not getting the results that they want. It's because they've tried so many different things. They don't have the focus, they don't have the clarity around what they should focus on and who they should focus on serving.
mm,
And that's one of the things that I absolutely love is that when I get to meet with my clients that are in my high level, spiral up, I get to say based on our conversation, you need to meet with Inul this month for your expert call. And then they can continue to go down that path. And it's just amazing, you guys. So there's some foundational clarity, there's some foundational things. And then once you have that alignment, knowing who you can go to help you get started on these things is absolutely a game changer. Don't you think?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This has been
You
so much
just need
fun.
to know like who you are. Yeah,
Yes,
that's the main thing.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with our Spiral Up podcast audience. And thank you again for pouring into all of my Spiral Up clients. And I'm just so grateful to have you in my life, to have you in my business. And we will make sure that you guys have all the access of ways that you can meet with Inul inside of the show notes. Also know that if you are a member of my Spiral Up program, you have access to his training and access to working with him inside of my program as well. So if you're still kind of stuck in that clarity piece, I can absolutely help you to know what you need to have set in place first. And then we're going to get you to him when the timing is right so that you can be as effective and efficient as possible. So I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for all of you guys as listeners. And I can't wait to be back here next week. Thanks, you, Inul.
Thank you. Thank you for the time today. Thank you
so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Each honest review helps me spiral up so that I can serve you even better. Whether you're feeling a lack of impact, income, or time freedom, or perhaps you're just ready for massive momentum in your business, let's chat. Apply for a breakthrough call so that you can gain clarity, identify what's holding you back, and make a plan to spiral up. Head on over to im-lifebydesign.com/breakthrough or access the link in the show notes. For immediate support, log into our community, the Better Club. We focus on inspiration, tactical guidance, and support. This is a community that wants to be better, do better, and have better in life and in business, and we're going to help you do the same. Let's spiral up, friends.